Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to share with you how I made this simple yet beautiful box pleated mini dress, and if this is what you're interested in, then keep watching. Right here I have my fabric folded into two. I'm going to cut out the half length first, and I divided my shoulder by 2, which I'm marking at that my starting line, and from that shoulder point I am extending it by 10 inches including the seam allowance. Now from that shoulder line I'm coming down by 1.5 inches at that shoulder line, and I'm simply marking out my neck width, which is 3.5. Then I'll connect that my neck width to that shoulder slope that I had of 1.5. Now from that shoulder sloping, I'm going to determine how wide I want my sleeve opening to be, and that's what you can see me marking out there. After marking my sleeve opening, I'm simply extending the line across, like, to the folded part of the fabric. Now I'm going to mark because I'm going to cut everything at once. I'm going to mark my back neck depth, and my back neck depth is 1.5 inches, and that's what you can see me marking out there. Now from there I'm going to mark out my under bust, because this particular dress has a joining at the under bust, and my under bust that I'm marking out here is 13 inches. That's what you see me marking out there. Now, and if you notice, I have 3 lines there. One is my bust point, even though I didn't quite need the bust point, but already I marked it out, so I just left it there. So I have my bust point, my under bust, and that middle line there is my sleeve opening. Now, and I'm simply dividing my measurement by 4 and adding 1 inch to it. I did that at my bust point, and I'm doing it at that my under bust. Now, after marking my measurement divided by 4 and adding the necessary allowances, I'm simply going to connect my sleeve. I marked out my sleeve, I connected it, and now I'm going to connect my sleeve to the measurement that I marked at my under bust and my bust point. Now I'm adding half-inch allowance below that my under bust, so that I'll be able to join it to the belt that I'm going to attach to this dress. After marking it, I'm already done, and I'm going to now use this simply because I don't have another fabric under. This is the same fabric I'm going to use to cut out my back piece. I'm going to fold another fabric and cut out my back piece first. What you can see me doing here, I'm just adding the allowance at the shoulder, half-inch allowance at the shoulder. That's what I've added there. Now I'm going to use this particular piece that I've cut out to cut my back first, before I can now alter the front neckline on that same piece, because I didn't fold a piece for the back half length. So I'm simply marking 1 inch, as you can see me doing there. I'm marking 1 inch, so that's going to serve as my zipper allowance. So I'm going to take this and then use it to cut out the back piece. Now, I've cut one piece of the back, and I'm using that one piece to cut another. We're going to have two pieces, or like 2 pieces of cloth for the back. So I'm using that one piece that I cut for the back to cut a second one. I was just trying to economize the fabric so that it will be enough for me to use it on my project. I used this wrapper for something else before, So I'm trying to work with what's remaining. Now this is the back, two back pieces that I have there. What I'm going to do next is to alter the neckline now for the front, because this piece right here is going to be my front piece, and I want a kind of V neckline, though it's not going to be a sharp V. So I'm simply marking the depth to be 7 inches, from the depth of my front to be 7 inches, and you can see me curving it out because I don't want the V to be a sharp V. After cutting it, this is what we have. Now I'm going to cut a facing for this, but before that, let me cut out the belt. You know, the total length of this the total length of my dress is 34 inches, so I'm just simply minusing them accordingly. Now the bodies, let's say my half length is supposed to be 16, so I minus 3 inches. That was why I had that 13 there. Now I'm going to now replace 3 inches on this belt, but I'm not going to cut exactly 3 inches. I'm going to cut 4 inches, so that by the time I join it, use half inch to join both the upper and the lower part, I'll be down to 3 inches. And that's what I've cut out for the belt that I'll be joining. Now I'm simply trimming out the excess of the belt because I cut it exactly as my waist measurement. And I'm going to slope the sides of the belt. I don't want the sides to be as straight as the middle part. That is what I'm sloping it with 1 inch, so that the fitting will be there, like to sit properly. Now I'm simply going to notch the middle part of it. Now what I'm going to do next is to cut out a facing for my front and back half length piece, which is what you see me doing here. Starting with the front, that's how I'm going to cut out the front facing. Now I'm simply marking out 2.5 inches all around it. By the time I join it, like I turn it on the half length on the neckline, by the time I turn it on the neckline, I'll be left with 2 inches width of that. So I'm simply going to take it, iron it down by less than half an inch before joining it. I'm cutting the facing for the back piece right there. Now this is what it is. I've already gone ahead to like turn the facing, and then also join the shoulders of this half length. As you can see, I've not yet ironed this out. I just want to be true with the project before I iron it. But you can see right here, I have 13, the exact 13 inches that I first of all cut out. So by the time I add that 3 inches belt, my half length is going to be complete, because my half length is 16 inches. Now what's left to complete my length of 34 is what I'm going to cut on the down part of this dress. You may not see the facing because it's buried in this fabric. Now here is the belt that I'm going to attach to it to complete my half length, and the belt is 3 inches plus 1 inch for hemming and like joining the upper and the lower part. So I'm going to now take this, join it, and then I'll come back and show you guys what the dress looks like. Now I'm going over to the down part. This is the fabric I'm going to use for my box plate. Now the picture you see by the corner there was what I actually wanted for the down part, but after following the instruction on a video I watched on YouTube here, it landed me somewhere else. I didn't get the same result as the person who made the video. Now, and I just included that so that for the sake of beginners, because sometimes you will encounter things like this and you think you did something wrong and you might not be doing anything wrong. The person might just fail to the person must have failed to update what she later did to achieve the result that she showed on the screen. Now, and I had to quickly what join pieces together so as to be able to have a dress instead of allowing it to run just like that. But thankfully, this is what I ended up with, and it looks very beautiful. And in fact, it looks more beautiful and physically than what you even see in the video here. And I actually used an invisible zipper here. You can see how neatly it is done. Now if you are still struggling with fixing an invisible zipper as a beginner, then you should definitely check out my next video, which is what I will be uploading, how to fix it perfectly like this. In fact, I love using invisible zipper ever since I knew this trick. So then you definitely want to watch out for my next video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Please, it's your own little way of supporting me. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next one.